Welcome to Mining Review Africa at Mining Indaba 2026. I'm chatting to Ingrid Osborne from HSEC Online. Ingrid, welcome.
Thank you.
You've just stepped off a panel looking at how the digitization of safety and compliance is changing mining. What stood out for you in that discussion?
I think the most interesting thing about the discussion was firstly the dynamics in the room. You had a mine operator, you had a mine owner, contractor, and solutions provider. And I think when we start to see how mines scale, how complex that become, having those people in the same room and discussing what the reality is on the ground and what the future of this looks like, I think is really important and useful. And I hope we have more of those discussions going forward.
One of the themes that came through strongly was real-time visibility. Why is that such a big talking point right now?
Again, when you're scaling operations and mining is becoming more complex, it's not becoming easier. I think that, and you do have a loss of visibility. You have a loss of control sometimes. The loss of the visibility part it's not part of the problem. It's the only early warning that you really get in mining. So, and when it fails, it doesn't fail loudly. It doesn't explode. It doesn't make a noise. It fails really quietly while no one is watching. And I think that's where, when you lose visibility, it becomes a really serious problem. But yeah, it can be remedied easily.
You've worked closely with legal, operational, and safety teams. What's the biggest shift you're seeing in how people think about compliance?
I think it's a shift from compliance theatre to authentic compliance. I think compliance theatre, and we were discussing this again in the panel discussion, it's when people and equipment and sort of documentation start to drift out of sync and you start to lose confidence in the compliance data that you're seeing. I think that's when compliance becomes theatre, and it doesn't get any better. I think it really, and it punishes you when you're under pressure. If there's a surge in contractors, if there's a production push, a shut, I think compliance theatre really starts to raise its ugly head, and it can have incredibly dangerous consequences for both contractors and miners.
Ingrid, and what if people wants to join the conversation?
I think they need to get in touch and give us a call. I think there are constructive conversations to be had, and I think the solution works. At the end of the panel discussion, I offered anyone in the audience that was serious about making the change to a free pilot. We will do the implementation. We'll implement the core basics of what we feel is absolutely necessary on site for sites, mines, users to evaluate. I think that's how much we believe in our solution. So get in touch.
That's great. Thank you so much, Ingrid.